welcome to my channel. Let's make bio easy. Today we'll talk about the biology chapter from 10th class CBSE board syllabus, that is life process. So before discussing about what is the meaning of life process and all, let's just discuss about the difference between living things and non-living things. Basically living things are the things that are alive, मतलब जो जिंदा हैं, and non-living things are the things that are not alive, जो जिंदा नहीं है. तो what makes them alive, what makes living things alive and what makes non-living things alive are some of the basic functions that only the living things perform but non-living things do not perform. Like the functions like living things eat, they take up nutrition to maintain their life. For their growth, for the energy requirements, they take up nutrition. Living things breathe, they respire, they take in oxygen and they remove carbon dioxide from the body, so they need oxygen for the survival. Living things transport the energy formed in one part of their body to other part of their body, which is known as transportation. And living things move from one place to another, from one direction to another. So these basic functions are only performed by the living organism, which differentiate them from the non-living organisms. Now moving on, what are the life processes? So life processes are some of the basic functions that are only and only performed by the living organism to maintain their life, but these life processes or these functions are not performed by the non-living organism. The list of some of the life processes are nutrition, that is taking up of food, respiration, which is also known as breathing, transportation of energy from one part of the body to another part of the body, excretion, that is removal of the waste material that has been accumulated in the body from the body. That removal of the waste material is excretion. Control and coordination is our response to any stimuli. For example, when we touch a hot substance, we immediately remove our hand from that, which is our response to that hot plate, which comes under control and coordination. Growth, we grow from a small organism to a big organism. Further, the movement, we move from one place to another place, from one direction to another direction. Living beings reproduce, they make new young ones from the existing ones. We will discuss some of these life processes in detail, but in this video we will only discuss about the nutrition in detail. So moving on, what is nutrition? Nutrition is basically the process of intake of nutrients by an organism and utilization of these nutrients. The word nutrition itself came from the word nutrients. But what are the nutrients? Nutrients can be defined as a substance which an organism obtains from its surroundings and uses it as a source of energy or for the biosynthesis of its body constituents. तो न्यूट्रिएंट्स क्या हुए? कोई भी सब्सटेंस जो हम अपने सराउंडिंग से लेते हैं, खाते हैं और उसको यूज करते हैं एनर्जी लेने के लिए और फॉर द सिंथेसिस और फॉर द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ आवर बॉडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स. बॉडी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट्स न्यूट्रिएंट्स से कैसे बनते हैं? जैसे कि हमें हमेशा कभी ना कभी किसी ने बोला होगा कि we should drink milk, it makes our bones strong. But how milk can make our bones strong? Because bones are made up of calcium and milk contain calcium. So when we drink milk, our bones get that calcium from the milk, which helps the bone in strength, which helps the body to strengthen these bones. So what are the nutrients? Nutrients are the substances जो हम surrounding से लेते हैं and use करते हैं उनको for the synthesis of energy और our body constituents. Different types of nutrients क्या हैं? जैसे कि carbohydrates हो गए, fats हो गए, proteins हो गए, minerals हो गए, vitamins हो गए. These are the different types of nutrients. तो अब न्यूट्रिशन क्या हुआ? द प्रोसेस ऑफ इनटेक ऑफ न्यूट्रिएंट्स एंड यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ दीज न्यूट्रिएंट्स. Further, after discussing about the definition of nutrition, there are different methods to take up nutrition from the surroundings. These different methods are divided into two types: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. So what is autotrophic nutrition? What is heterotrophic nutrition? Auto means self, trophic means to form. Autotrophic means self formation. The nutrition that is obtained by their own, matlab the organism which can prepare their own food by themselves, they perform autotrophic nutrition. On the other hand, hetero means others. The nutrition that is obtained from others, the organism which are dependent on other organism or other plants for their nutrition, they perform heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In this video, we will discuss about the autotrophic mode of nutrition in detail, and heterotrophic mode of nutrition will be discussed in the second part of this video. So let's just discuss about the autotrophic nutrition. So what is autotrophic nutrition? It is the mode of nutrition in which an organism makes its own food from simple inorganic material present in its surroundings. मतलब जब एक ऑर्गेनिज्म अपना खाना खुद बनाता है सिंपल इनऑर्गेनिक सब्सटेंसेस से जो उसके सराउंडिंग से बनते हैं, दैट मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन इज नोन एज ऑटोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. सो व्हाट आर द ऑटोट्रॉफ्स? ऑटोट्रॉफ्स आर द ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच प्रिपेयर देयर ओन फूड. जो अपना खाना खुद बनाते हैं उन ऑर्गेनिजम्स को क्या बोलते हैं? ऑटोट्रॉफ्स. एंड ऑटोट्रॉफ्स परफॉर्म ऑटोट्रॉफिक मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन. So what are the examples of autotrophs? Autotrophs are green plants. Green plants prepare their own food, and certain type of bacteria. So now we know that green plants are known as autotrophs, which can prepare their own food. But the process by which green plants prepare their own food is known as photosynthesis, and we will discuss that in detail now. What is photosynthesis? If we break photosynthesis, photo means light, synthesis means to make. So with the help of light, green plants prepare their own food. So photosynthesis is the process by which green plants make their own food from carbon dioxide and water by utilizing sunlight and chlorophyll. So what is the reaction of photosynthesis? This is a chemical reaction involved in the photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide and water combine to form energy, the form of carbohydrate, that is glucose, and oxygen is released in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. But the steps involved in the photosynthesis are like the green plants. Green plant absorb the sunlight from the sun, and the sun energy is converted into the chemical energy inside the green leaves, and the chemical energy is utilized to convert carbon dioxide and water into the glucose and oxygen is released into the environment. Glucose is stored as a form of complex carbohydrates with complex carbohydrates known as starch inside the leaves. जो कार्बोहाइड्रेट को इमीडिएटली यूटिलाइज होना होता है, दैट कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स इज रिमेन्स एज ग्लूकोज, बट इफ इट हैज टू बी स्टोर्ड इनसाइड द लीव्स, इट इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू अ मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स कार्बोहाइड्रेट, दैट इज स्टार्च. सो नाउ photosynthesis, what are the major requirement for the process of photosynthesis are carbon dioxide, water, chlorophyll and sunlight. Sunlight is obtained from sun, carbon dioxide from the air, water from the soil, and chlorophyll is present inside the leaves in the small organelles which are known as chloroplast. Chloroplasts are also known as the site of photosynthesis. मतलब site of photosynthesis means where the process of photosynthesis takes place inside the leaves. Leaves के अंदर mesophyll cells होते हैं और also known as photosynthetic cells. इन cells के अंदर एक छोटी छोटी organelles होती हैं known as chloroplast, and chloroplast contain these green colored pigments called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight and the sunlight is converted into chemical energy for the conversion of carbon dioxide and water into the glucose and oxygen. Oxygen is released from outside into the environment and glucose is utilized as a form of energy or reserved or stored inside the leaves as starch, which is a complex carbohydrates. Many of the glucose molecules combine to form starch. Further, but how do carbon dioxide is taken from the air? Plants लेते कैसे हैं उस carbon dioxide को from the air? Through the stomata. What is stomata? Stomata are the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves. कुछ small holes होते हैं on the surface of leaves which are not visible to the naked eyes, by the way, but these are the tiny pores present on the surface of the leaves through which carbon dioxide is taken in and oxygen is released out of the plant. These tiny pores are surrounded by the guard cells. Guard cells which opens and closes these pores, which is known as stomata. So this is the shape of the guard cells, bean shaped. When water is taken inside these guard cells swell, which helps in opening of the stomata. But when water is taken out of these guard cells, the guard cells shrink in size and they closes the stomata. It helps in preserving of excess intake of carbon dioxide and excess removal of oxygen from the plants. Therefore इसलिए जो guard cells हैं इन stomata को guard करते हैं ताकि excess removal of oxygen ना हो जाए, तो उसको preserve करने के लिए these stomata are guarded by the guard cells. Now from the cross section of the leaf, let me just show you where are the chloroplasts are present and where is the stomata is present inside the leaf. As you can see from this cross section of the leaf, this upper layer is known as epidermis. Beneath the epidermis are the mesophyll cells. These are the mesophyll cells or the photosynthetic cells, and these cells contain tiny rounded organelles. As you can see, these organelles are known as chloroplast, and these are green in color because of the presence of pigment known as chlorophyll, and chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. All these cells contain hundreds of chloroplasts, and every chloroplast contain chlorophyll for the photosynthesis, and chloroplast is the site of photosynthesis. Now where is stomata is present? These are the stomata, tiny pores beneath the mesophyll cells, and these are the guard cells. When carbon dioxide enter the stomata by diffusion, this carbon dioxide enter the mesophyll cells, and the mesophyll cells then transfer this carbon dioxide into the chloroplast where photosynthesis takes place. So I hope you understand the process of photosynthesis or autotrophic mode of nutrition. Based on this discussion, let me ask you a question that name the stored form of carbohydrates present in the leaves. Leave the answer in the comment section below, and if you do not know the answer after watching the video once, please watch it twice and answer this question in the comment section below. And the heterotrophic mode of nutrition will be discussed in the next video. And if you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe, and leave your valuable queries and suggestions in the comment section below. Also, if you want the study material and any solution notes, please contact at the email given in the description below. Thank you.